It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Butterfly Palace and Rainforest Adventure, Adventure Cave Tours, and Talking Rocks Cavern. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
All right, good morning to you. It is Thursday, and we've got some news to talk about.
Yeah, another round of strong storms and tornadoes hit early yesterday, killing 5 people in southeast Missouri. An assumed tornado moved along the Missouri-Illinois border, devastating communities of Glen Allen and Marble Hill in Missouri. All the fatalities happened in Glen Allen. Governor Parson toured that area yesterday afternoon. The executive order he issued on March 31st to activate Missouri's emergency plan and the National Guard remains in place. Meanwhile, Convoy of Hope is responding to that hard-hit area with some relief supplies like tarps, cleaning supplies, hygiene items, food and water. Convoy continues to also help following the tornadoes in Arkansas, Indiana, and Mississippi. Unbelievable. With that, the IRS is extending the deadlines of people affected by those tornadoes and strong storms that hit during these recent times. Instead of the April 18th deadline, storm victims in parts of Mississippi and Arkansas will now have until July 31st to get their taxes filed.
Okay. Well, you mentioned all the different cities that Convoy of Hope has been in, where all the storms hit. Several cities in Arkansas, in Tennessee, in Indiana, in Mississippi, of course. The storms have just been crazy so far, but the good news is we're out of the woods for the entire weekend. It's going to be really nice. 60 today, sunshine, sunny tomorrow, 63. We're warming up. Saturday, 68, Sunday, 71 on Easter. So it's looking like it's going to be a great weekend, and I think we deserve it after all the rough weather that we've had over the last few weeks, really across the country. It's kind of, those storms have not just been one area. It's been a line of storms going all the way across the country. It's odd. And then blizzards up north in North Dakota,
I saw a
Wisconsin.
friend of mine lives up there, and I saw the snow picture. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. They were expected to get the biggest snowfall of the year just a couple of days ago. I don't know if it panned out to be that much, but I saw a video. It was a lot of snow. Then there's this, a 34-year-old man sentenced to 9 years and 7 months in prison for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Police say he was involved in 2 drive-by shootings in Springfield back in December over stolen drugs. State of Missouri will spend nearly $10 million on security and other improvements at 43 sheriff's offices across the state. Greene County is getting its part, $470,000. Christian County getting almost $590,000 in grant money. The money coming to Missouri from the federal COVID spending of a couple of years ago. It still is trickling out in big numbers. Improvements will include better locks on jail cells, video surveillance systems, and more in sheriff's departments across the state.
Yeah. And as we've discussed before, no doubt those upgrades are needed. That is not the question. The question is when, if ever, will the COVID money run out?
It's unbelievable how much. It's just like it's an endless supply of money. I don't know. Our great-grandchildren will be paying off this round of COVID stimulus money.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you got to remember, we're only reporting on the COVID money from here locally that we're getting,
Right.
but there's a million reporters elsewhere across the country doing the same thing.
It's a lot of money.
All right, speaking of money, one of our friends is not hurting. Bass Pro Shops founder Johnny Morris is still rising on Forbes' list of richest people in the world. He jumped 178 spots this year from last year to land at number 246 with an estimated net worth of $8.3 billion with a B dollars. His net worth last year at this time was only $6 billion. I added that word.
It's been a good year. $2 billion in a year. It's pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
I don't know. Back when we would do like lottery deals where like everybody would get together and like the whole station would get together and get lottery tickets. You got to be in on that because otherwise you're going to be the only one left standing. And kicking yourself pretty hard if you're the only one left standing.
You have to get on. You have to get on that, Mr. Foreheads.
Yeah, I mean, I can't not do it because I can't, I'd be tough to live that way. But at any rate, you have that minute or two where you dream about like whatever the 100 million is and how much money that is and what you would be able to do with it. And then, of course, the dream comes crashing down pretty quick when you don't have any of the numbers that match. So, but to have that kind of a money, it's a different mindset altogether. Especially and even better when you earn it. When you've earned
Right.
it, you can
Yeah.
win it somehow.
And there's no COVID money going to him.
I don't think so. Well, I don't think so.
Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. The Drury Lady Panthers have a new head coach. Casey Bailey is coming to Springfield, leaving Quincy University in Quincy, Illinois, to come here. She'll look to improve her 22-36 record at Quincy over the last 2 seasons as head coach there. Bailey is a former player at Southern Illinois University.
Okay. Well, good luck. Best of luck at Drury with the Lady Panthers. St. Louis Cardinals outfielder Tyler O'Neill appears to be in the doghouse with his manager after his manager questioned the effort he put forth in running the bases on Tuesday. He did not start the game on Wednesday as a result of that. The manager didn't make the connection, but one could make it. O'Neill was thrown out at home to end an inning, and the Cardinals lost to the Atlanta Braves. Of course, they were swept by the Braves. Lost yesterday as well. Manager Ollie Marmol says he wasn't happy with O'Neill after the game. So you can connect the dots perhaps.
That's really interesting, though. Why would he not give it his all at that level? I'm just going to go ahead and assume that at that level, you're there because you've always given it your all. Isn't that a little bit interesting?
Well, no, that's not necessarily true. I mean, we've got running the bases. Some guys just don't try very hard. It's usually the guys who just aren't fast, and sometimes it's injuries. Like Yadier Molina was never expected to run the bases well because his knees are shot after 20 years of crouching behind home plate, and he does so many other things well that he gets a pass. But if you're not Yadi, then you're going to have to.
If you're Tyler O'Neill,
and for his part, O'Neill kind of took exception and said that, I timed myself coming home. It was a pretty fast run home. It was just a really good baseball play on the other side that threw me out. And sometimes that happens. So it seems like, and I know nothing, but it seems like maybe there's more under the surface in that relationship than we currently know, because it's not typical in baseball that a manager will publicly criticize a player over something like that, especially if it's the first time. So I think there's probably more to the story.
Okay. Speaking of Cardinals, don't forget that you can go right now to aroundtheozarks.com and register to win a family 4-pack of tickets to one of the ball games for this summer. There are several that you can choose from. So yeah, today and tomorrow is your last day to enter. Aroundtheozarks.com. Don't forget.
Yeah, if you can win tickets, that's fantastic. And what about the Clydesdales?
And the Clydesdales, sorry, they're not coming. I forgot that story was connected to the Cardinals, basically, but they were supposed to appear in Springfield this week. We had done that story previously about them coming, but the show is not going on. Anheuser-Busch says that they have been canceled, and local Budweiser distributor Will Fisher canceled all of the Springfield Clydesdale appearances, citing safety concerns for their employees. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know really any details. It was a pretty brief and vague statement, but there you go.
They're so maybe weather related somehow earlier. I don't know. Okay.
I can't even speculate. I can't imagine. There's probably a host of issues, but there you go.
We'll probably find out. Missouri, meanwhile, this is cool. Missouri is home to the #1 high school basketball team in the entire country. Link Academy. It's a Christian boarding school in Branson. It finished the season ranked #1 in the land by ESPN. It's the only Missouri school in the entire top 25. Link Academy, you may not have heard of it. Maybe you have. I think they were in the Bass Pro Tournament of Champions. I think they won it too. They're located on the campus of Camp Kanakuk down in Branson. And this is what's amazing. Link Academy just started its basketball program in 2021. And in 2023, they ended the season the number 1 team in the entire country. And there's a lot of good high school basketball teams out there that have had this farm system, this program that's storied for many, many years. So I don't know what's happening, but they're getting some really, really good players who can play together.
Yeah. We were talking about that, some of the friends that I run with, because none of us had ever heard of them. And all of a sudden in the tournament, they were doing really well. And we were like, wait, who? Where? Oh, in Branson? Like,
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah. It's very impressive. So, all right. That'll do it for Thursday. Tomorrow, of course, is Good Friday.
Thursday.
Tomorrow's Good Friday, and Easter is on the way. So that's exciting.
Yeah. It's my favorite holiday on the calendar. So there you go.
Well, have a great day. Yeah. Enjoy the weather this weekend and today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a good one.